guests, fellow speakers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Valeria and I will be accompanying you as the moderator of this debate. The motion in this debate is to discuss about following security, education, technology, and transport in the city. First, I would like to ask both their names and remind them that the first one to reply will be the one on my right side. Santiago?
Hi, everyone. My name is Santiago, and I'm the candidate for the blue party.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Alejandro, your friend and server.
Now that we know them both, we are ready to begin. Each candidate will have 3 minutes at maximum to talk. Each time the time is over, the microphone will be turned off. In a way, this is a competitive debate, so no points will be added at the end of each replay. We are here to clarify their views and opinion about the topics that are already on the table. Every candidate will have 2 responses on 1 question. I'd like to call on the first speaker to introduce their view and propose about the following question. How can we improve the health care service in Cali?
Okay, firstly, I like to say someone's health is the result of their actions and decisions. Why will the public need to pay for someone's decisions? We all know that poor income families tend to spend most of their money in junk foods. Besides, they don't get proper training exercise during their productive life, so they will develop all kind of disease that they won't be able to pay. So mainly because they don't invest money in private quality health care companies. This means that they are going to need the government to pay for them. Increasing this way, the amount of money the public will need to pump in social services and will deplete the money we could use for other projects like improving our roads or making the city more suitable for business.
I think my partner is looking the problem as a monetary problem, even when I think the problem is not monetary, but a social one. I want to bring some points. A working age person with poor health has less probability of participating in the labor market. This means that if we don't help the people, we are going to run out of human resources soon. The other point is that the poor people in health work fewer hours compared to those in excellent health. And the third point is cities with better public health care services tend to attract the best and more qualified human resources. This means less and more brains, ideas crossing the city. At the end, more development.
About Alejandro, we can say he is an advocate for a model of healthcare where patients are the kings of the health care system, and they should have free access to medical resource. They need to actively participate in their own treatment. What I say that he's going to get the city broken. I would like to ask him, how will you do that without wasting tons of money?
Okay, so how can we improve this? Any illness, the first step is an honest diagnosis. I call it intelligent transparency, which includes to really understand the cultural issues behind the services, and we roll it out at the few years. There has been predictable opposition. Some worried the opponents about failures would lead to the irreversible cycle of decline. Others said it will damage morale and staff retention, but that is really our goal.
Okay, I was glad to hear you both and know your perception, but unfortunately, you have used your two replies. Now, I would like to ask how to improve the security in this city.
Okay, we need to spend more money in our police. I think they should be the only ones with the right deposits and beer guns. Also, time again, we are heartbroken by the news of another mass shooting. Part of our hailing must be the conviction that we will do everything in our power to keep these tragedies from happening in a nation that continues to face a pandemic of gun violence. If we can control that and take the guns out the street, we all will be safer.
I think the police are not the solution. When death is seconds away, the police is minutes away. Arguably, the most effective reason to buy a gun is arming yourself against an intruder is only going to help your family. You have the right to defend yourself, and a gun is your best option to do that. To buy a gun is to equip yourself with the most effective tool of defense, no matter where you are. Also, when you are defending yourself or your loved ones, you want that fight to be opposed in your favor. You don't want to have to really your strength alone. You should buy a gun if you want the most effective tool to stop criminals. However, a gun is not a tool.
He say everyone should have a gun, and no, that is not the answer. There's plenty of people that shouldn't have guns, like murders for a start. The same can be said for armed robbers, people convinced of attempt homicide. Raptors, you are getting the point right. Violent criminals lose certain rights when they are found guilty of crimes.
Denying people in the right to own firearms about the one thing, a government's ability excess control over its populace. A government that is representative of the people instead of being a face for author or, or whatever flavor has nothing to fear from an armed populace. A government that is bent on exercising an armed populace because those with guns have the ability to say no and the further right to say no. An armed populace forces a government to use arms that are agreed to by the citizens and the government to resolve conflict between the citizens and the government. Define citizens the right to own guns has little to do with the public safety. The United States has an increasing amount of firearms in circulation since 1990 and a decrease in violent crime over the same period.
Thank you for your organization. Let's question to get everyone a good quality education.
We need to reform the education system. It isn't working. To begin, college and universities need to reconfigure graduate programs to better prepare aspiring professors for teaching. We need a better trained teacher, but today almost anyone can be a teacher. Let me ask How many PhDs do you find in college?
You cannot blame only the teachers, even if it's not a problem that only concerns to college and schools. We need to have a holistic view. Organize funding streams like ICTex to address the needs of today college students and work with Congress to guarantee year-round grants. Besides, more work is required to develop better ways colleges and schools to measure students' learning, not only for critical thinking and writing, but for other purposes of undergraduate education.
It's amazing the way this debate is going. I would like to ask how to make Cali a technological.
We need to put money on IA development. Why? Humans will require some assistance in managing flows of data. So, and this assistance will come from the advancement of artificial intelligence. While this technology has the potential to improve security and reduce crime and increase productive, of course. I am the IA is the most obvious component of the fourth industrial revolution.
Today, improving urban services through digital transformation is a huge industry. It is not just the EAS, it's the network we need to improve. We need to connect all the community with others. Also, we need to focus on the development of a smart city, which encompasses more than clever application of technology in urban areas. That technology must also contribute to making cities more suitable and improving the quality of life for the people who live there.
If we want a smart city, we require new ways of acquiring and processing data. We using open source mapping platforms and getting powerful data visualizations are really empowering communities and helping planners improve zoning, street design and transit performance. That can be only accomplished by AI.
We cannot just let the machine solve everything. Cities need to embrace a comprehensive approach, focusing exclusively in EAS will be not enough to achieve a significant improvement of the real problem we face as a city, like the contamination of the ambient. Technology needs to be more environmentally sustainable.
Okay, has been a pleasure to hear you both. Leslie, how can we improve the transport?
We need to focus on improving the road. Cali is a city without roads, so last administration have taken all they have want, and now we have no roads for cars. So we need to eliminate the Mio and make a subway that goes where the people want and really need to go, not where the Mio can only go.
Well, I think we should focus on developing new transport technologies. We need to get people together. I personally believe that shared mobility is not only sharing the future of a massive transit, but helping cities is rethinking how they are able to use space, detailing some of the specific investments it has made in mobility companies in recent years, as well as some of the potential pitfalls of new mobility.
Ve, y entonces, pues,